Hello, I'm the Buddy Man.
And I'm Crazy Susie.
And this is the terror news of September 06, 2017. Our first one, actually.
Oh, yeah.
So, let's see what's going on in the land of terror. So, the first thing to note is that the remake of It by Stephen King is being released on the 8th, which is what, Friday?
It is Friday, yes.
I don't know how I feel about this one.
Well, you know, I'm always a firm believer in the classics, and I loved It when I was growing up, and I'm not really sure how I feel about people tampering with classics. But maybe they can make it better, but I don't know.
Well, honestly, right now, the big thing with the clown for me is that the big giant bulbous forehead it has is sort of distracting me. I just like little things really bother me, you know, like, especially when it's supposed to be scary and I can't be like, look, a scary clown with bulbous forehead. It just doesn't work for me.
Yeah. It's like, is it going to drag me into the sewer or is it going to beat me to death with its bulbous forehead? I don't know.
I don't know. I do like the costume. I mean, it looks like an 80s... I mean, it looks like Stranger Things. And that's the good thing it has for it, because it's going off of that feel of Stranger Things that everybody loves.
Right. But my point is, I mean, the whole point... What was the point in them modernizing it?
Well, we all know that Hollywood's at a cash grab at this point. I mean, they're already talking about this is going to be the #1 box office, you know, which is really sad because I don't think there's ever been any horror movie that's ever been a big giant box office hit. So, I mean, I think I think maybe The Rings back in 2000.
Really?
I don't know.
I
mean, I don't keep up
the
to
Ring in theaters. I think Saw was pretty popular, the first couple of them. Now, the later ones, not so much.
What I was saying about The Ring is that I think it was just something new back in 2000. It was just hitting that Japanese, the whole Japanese thing that just became really popular at the time.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, maybe the Blair Witch Project when it first came out. I remember the hype about that because it was the mystery behind it, the first shit cam, you know, found footage thing. So I think it actually grossed a lot, but we don't have the numbers up, and I really don't care, to be honest. But they're saying that, you know, for this year alone, it is supposed to be up there because the summer box office is just bomb. So the last thing they're hoping for, I think, is the winter box office.
Well, you know, the original It was a great movie.
It was actually made for TV, though, so...
You know, it was a very good movie. We own it. We still watch it. You know, it was a classic as far as we're concerned. And I hope the movie does well in theaters. Are we going to personally go see it? No, because I don't want to fight with the crowds. I would rather wait and view it in the privacy of my own home, to where we could stop it, pause it, talk about it, go to the loo, do whatever we need to do while we're watching it, view it multiple times, you know, do commentary on it, which is what we do, you know, and be able to view it without having other people make comments about it and be, you know, talking, or have people bring their very small children into the movie and then be absurdly appalled by the gore in the movie or whatever, or obscenities or whatever might be in the movie.
We don't know what's going on.
That annoys me more than anything.
Well, I remember what was the last movie that we saw with our, 16-year-old daughter?
She was 16 at the time.
Yeah,
this is right after she turned 16. We went and saw Daredevil.
No, it wasn't Daredevil. It was
Deadpool.
Deadpool.
It was Deadpool. And we took her to see Deadpool. It's her favorite character. And there were parents in there that had their 5 and 6-year-old kids in there seeing Deadpool. And they were appalled by, you know, the language and how much skin was shown in the movie and the sexual content of the movie. And I'm thinking, as a parent, it really is your responsibility to watch the trailers before you take your child to these shows. We did.
Yeah.
You know, but we're a little bit more, we're not as strict about that as other parents are,
Well, we took her on her 13th birthday to go see Annabelle.
You know.
The first one.
Right.
Well, it would be the second one in the con.
And it's her favorite character, and we talked to her about it before we went and told her what kind of content was going to be in the movie, and she looked at us and said, duh, Mom, it's Deadpool. And we were like, okay,
Well,
you know what you're getting into. So,
Well, to be honest, she knows more about comic books than what we do.
Yeah, well, it's her favorite character. She's very well versed in what kind of character he is. So, she's like, well, duh, Mom, it's Deadpool. He's vulgar, and, there's going to be boobs and rear ends in the movie, obviously. Duh, And there were parents, mainly women, that were freaking out because they brought their little boys to see this, and they were appalled by the fact that there were breasts in the movie. And I was like, that's your own fault as a parent for not educating yourself about it. But anyway, we're getting off track.
So, it's hitting theaters. We'll probably give a review after it's been out, and we can, we get it.
It's not really our style. It's not a B-rated movie, but it is popular, so we'll probably have to touch base on it just because it'll be the thing that's being talked about.
But here's my question: do you think they're going to split it up? Because I have a feeling they're going to split it up.
It's a cash cow.
Yep. To a part 1, a part 2.
It's a cash cow, and the original was in 2 parts. So I would say there is a very good chance.
But the great thing is that Stephen King actually came out and did say that he was actually impressed with the film. So there is hope for it. So it's just I don't think anything could beat Tim Curry as Pennywise. Let's be honest. He was, and it's like with a lot of things. You can't go back and redo it. I felt the same way about Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's just. There's something timeless about the older films.
Right.
And then when they remake them, I feel like they lose something, especially when they add stuff or...
Well, there is a sense of that nostalgia when you see things in their original form and then they're changed. You feel like you do lose something. So.
And I even like watching sort of like... we don't really even own a VHS player, but, I like watching the grainy films of movies that were made out in the 80s instead of the Blu-rays. Although they're crisper and cleaner, they're nicer, but I think you lose something with that grainy feel.
So, tell us what you think about the upcoming movie It. If you're going to go see it, do you think it's going to be a hit? Are you upset that they're remaking it? Give us your
give us your
opinion
feedback
about it.
You could hit us up on the Twitter or the Facebook or in the comment section, and we'll try to keep up. We like to hear from our people, our fans. So moving on.
Moving on the next news agenda.
Well, we've got some DVD releases coming out. So Raw, which is a French horror film, is coming out. It was on the 5th.
Oh, it came out on the 5th.
It came out on the 5th.
That was yesterday.
And then the Limehouse Golem, which is video on demand, is coming out. So that's coming out on the 8th.
Also, yeah.
So that's the big thing. Shout Factory actually released 2 Blu-rays this past week. The Spell and A Dark Song. I saw The Dark Song, I think, on Netflix. And I was like, it looks interesting. We have yet to check it out. So I think that'll be something we look into. And we'll give you our feedback on that. So... going past what's coming out, because really there is not much. The summer horror was pretty thin, I feel.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot to boast about.
No, summer horror is never any good, and everybody knows that. So, conventions are starting to really take off right now. We have a whole bunch of a huge convention list.
Oh yeah, they're.
So if you don't know about these. Well, here's your update. So starting Friday, September 8th, in Indianapolis, Indiana, is at the Indianapolis Convention Center in Indianapolis Marriott East. It's Whorehound Weekend and Mask Fest 2017. This looks like the one to go to be honest.
Yes, it is full of popular faces.
We have, Sean Astin is coming. Corey Feldman. One of my favorite characters from Sons of Anarchy is going to be there, Ryan Hurst, who played Opie. So
Yep.
we have Feruza Balk. I think that's from The Craft showing up.
Yep.
A couple of guys that played in Bates Motel, the AMC. What was it? The AMC? Was it AMC? Bates Motel, the TV series.
Yes.
The guy who played the sheriff and the older son is coming.
We're horrible with names, so you have to go back up. Nicholas Brandon and Juliet Landau are going to be there.
And they're both from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. A lot of Buffy people. Mercedes McNabb, Claire Kramer, James Leary. I don't know. Larry.
Sorry. I'm from the South. I'm not meant to pronounce names correctly. I'll have to just apologize my accent.
And I'm from the Midwest, so say what you will. Let's see. And hey, Ki-Hu Kwan from the Goonies, the little Asian boy. And
Yep.
that's not very politically correct, but yeah, he's going to be there.
There is loads of just really, really well-known people. We're not even mentioning everybody, but there's just a ton of very well-known actresses and actors going to be there. So this is like the place to go if you love cons.
And it really is goes on from like really the 80s horror classics. Friday the 13th, several of the actors and actresses from there who played that are going to be there. Hey, even one guy from Chopping Mall is going to be there.
Right.
Russell Todd. So, there's a lot there. And I was looking at some of the Mask Fest thing, and although I've never made a mask in my life, I would like to. And I mean, the skill set looks amazing. If we had the money and we lived close, I think we would definitely go. I think this would be the con that we would go. As a designer, I really do enjoy their website. So
Yeah, their website is really awesome.
And let's see how much.
Featuring Natasha Henstridge Species Trilogy. So the chick from Species is going to be there too.
Jeez.
Hey.
Let's see how much the weekend pass is. The weekend pass admission is $60. The ticket. So all weekend from from the 8th to Sunday to 5. So I mean, you really can't beat that price for everybody that's going to be there. There's also VP, and then each, like every con, there's, if you only make it out for one day, they have that. It's definitely a con to go see if you live in the Indianapolis area. Our next one is CreepyCon 2017 in Knoxville, Tennessee. It's at the Knoxville Convention Center. It looks like it's a...
It has very obnoxious music on their website, but...
I really hate autoplay stuff on... So it's Friday, September the 8th from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Knoxville Convention Center. It looks, for a day thing in the South, it looks like it could be decent. I mean, I was looking at some of the exhibits, and I guess if you live in that area and you have the money, the general admissions are $15, $20, so they're going to be $20 at the door. So if you have $20 to spare and some time to spare, I think it would be something to go to. I mean, just to see what goes on. I mean, really, you should support. If you can, support. They have... Here's one up your alley, babe. There's a Halloween cake contest.
Well, they have loads of things, loads
Yeah.
of activities, so that's really cool. There's a zombie beauty pageant.
Creepy speakers and guests. Let's see who's coming. There's a Dr. Phil Bass. He's a forensic anthropologist. I honestly, I think that would be interesting because I always have an interest in bones, I guess, but never the smarts to actually do it. And a J.E. Bolton, who's an author. I don't really know anything about him, is going to be there. So there's only 2 guests. But, they have it looks like Echo 1. They have an Echo 1 and a zombie truck.
That's cool.
On display. So I mean, it looks like it's the classic Ghostbusters. So it's just a little small one in Knoxville, but it looks. Oh, there's going to be a performance by some cabaret. Huh. And there's some workshops and stuff. I think I would go. Just too bad it's on Friday. I think it would be better if they had it on a Saturday. They would have more people.
Probably.
So, on to the next con. Here's one of my favorite words at least. ShakaCon. That's in the B'nai Kadim Center in Charleston, West Virginia. So, it's a sci-fi and horror con. So, if you're, I think it would be interesting to go to both. If you live in that area. Obviously, I mean, the tickets for a 3-day weekend for a single ticket is $45 for 3 days, or they have a family pack you get four. It's 2 adults and 2 children under the age of 17 for $170.
That's not horrible.
That really is not that bad.
Friday 9 to 8, Saturday 9 to 9, and Sunday 9 to 10.
And it goes. Saturday is the next big one at $25 from 9 to 9. Oh, the lady Naomi Grossman, who played the Pinhead, and American Horror Story is going to be there. The chick that played Pepper.
Yeah.
The boy that played Michael Myers and the remake of the Rob Zombie remake is going to be there. Looks nothing like him though. The first Jason Voorhees, Ari Lehman.
There's going to be several people. The guy that played Candyman, Tony.
He's canceled.
Oh, he canceled. That sucks.
I don't think his health has been doing very well, but I don't really know.
There's several people.
It looks like they got a full panel.
So there's some really cool cons coming up,
Mm-hmm.
News is interesting.
And that is from the 8th to the 10th. So it's this weekend. All right, next we're going up to Central Illinois. And to Mattoon, Illinois at the Cross Country Mall, there's going to be KillCon 2017. It's a 2-day event in the mall. Anything you want to say about that?
No,
As I pull it
it's
up.
really interesting. They have kill spelled C-I-L.
Yeah, Central Illinois.
Which is more like SilCon.
Well, I grew up in that area, and trust me, not much out there of enjoyment. To be honest, you become very intelligent on how to spell things. Now, this one, I think is mostly going to be the vendors that are going to make this one. Unfortunately, now
if you live very far away from there, having to drive all the way out there is going to be interesting.
Yeah. So the guests this year, a lot of them I've never heard of, and that's nothing. We really don't care about names,
Yeah.
So we don't get really. But Christopher St. Booth, who's done a lot of like independent films for like sci-fi and stuff, is going to be there. Keith Age is the original outlaw ghost hunter.
Have no clue.
Not at all. The Paranormal Journey.
I guess it's a paranormal team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not my thing, but some people's thing.
Yeah. We don't care. I mean, if you enjoy that, I think I would actually enjoy the hunting aspect, but I don't care about the watching it on TV thing.
No, it seems very posed, I guess.
There's a lot of screaming at nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Victory Born Cosplay is going to be there. She's some cosplayer from Superman's Home, so Metropolis. Mm-hmm. And Mike Ricksecker. He's an author. There's a few others, but again, none of them are really hitting home with me. But if you live in that area, I think support would be a good thing. I would go up for at least on a Saturday. I think Saturday would be the day. So moving on. So our next one is
Horrible Imaging Film Festival from September 8th through 10th of 2017 at the Museum of Photogenic Arts in San Diego, California.
It looks like it's just a big giant short film. I saw a trailer and they don't have much on their website, but from what it looks like it's just a bunch of short film showings, and I think that would be interesting. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I think I like to see short films, to be honest.
Yeah.
The one I saw was actually pretty interesting, so I would go and let's see if I can't pull it up here.
If you guys ever hear weird noises in the background, we have a very large dog.
She's our little puppy.
She's not a puppy. Oh, she technically is, but she's a big dog. And she likes being the center of attention. And when we're recording, she gets very aggravated. Right now, she's going between us and eating her kibbles. So she's kind of a big baby, and she's a brat, so...
Yeah, it looks like it's all of it is just... And if you enjoy sitting in a theater and watching films, I definitely would go.
Oh yeah, they have several different, and they break down the time slots of the different films that they're going to be showing. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. If you want to see short films and...
Now, I think this is interesting. They have an LGBT block. I have yet to really see an LGBT horror film. I think it would be interesting. I'm just saying, I like see a different perspective of horror.
They have a workshop from 7 to 9.
They
And
have
the rest of the time is blocked out for movies.
and they have a George Romero tribute. So,
Oh yeah, that's cool.
they're going to be showing Martin, which is one of his lesser films. Which actually we're going to be talking about one of his lesser films too. So, as our own little tribute.
Yeah, see, that's our thing. We like to point out the things that most people ignore. So, and there is
Let's see how much.
how much the tickets are.
The VIP Monster Pack is $100.
And the full festival access to Terror, unlimited to only $75. Get full lanyard access to all events and copy of the full program magazine for $75.
For out there, I think that's really reasonable.
A Friday pass is only $25, and a Saturday pass is only $35. A Sunday pass is $35. A Retro Fest is $20.
And it looks like you only get to see the screenings of Blood and Black Lace and Martin on Sunday. So that's the retro pack. It's just you get to see those two movies.
Yeah.
So to me,
If you're going to spend it, you might as well just go for the full shebang.
Yeah.
The one VIP Monster Pack is limited to only 60. Get full access to all events. A gift bag, t-shirt, full program magazine, free dinner on Saturday and Sunday, and a personalized one-of-a-kind badge. Oh, yes. Everything.
Yeah. Now, if you have the money, I would do that. But
All the little trinkets that go with it.
But even if you don't, I would say get the full festival access pass for the $75. And, you know, it looks like you get a lot. There's a lot of films going on. And even if you don't like it, I think it's worth the money. I mean, I think you're saving money than going to see each and into, you know, the other passes. It's just a Friday pass.
Right.
You know, so that's just us. If we're going to spend the money, we're going to spend the money. You know, it's
Right.
like, you know.
I mean, it's cool that they offer it.
Yeah. And now if you have to work on the weekends, you should, you know.
It's cool that they offer different things, you know, because somebody may only be available one day, or they may only want to, you know, watch a certain show or whatever. So they offer a lot of different options.
Now, this one, I wouldn't really consider it a horror fest, but it looks interesting, but I like this type of thing anyway. It's the Cryptid, which if you're into cryptoids like Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, this is the con for you.
Sam Squanch.
Sam Squinch. It's in Frankfort, Kentucky.
Frankfort, Kentucky.
Wow, I really read...
You gotta be from the South
Yeah.
to know how to say shit like that.
It's at the Capitol Plaza Hotel, and it's from September 9th through the 10th of 2017. So,
in Frankfort, Kentucky, because you got to be from South to understand how to say from South words.
It looks like they're really, really focusing on Bigfoot, though.
Oh yeah, the Sam Squanch is king in this show. He is the ferryman is the king.
So
They're like on the website. There has a ton of videos about the Sam Squanch. He is the king of this show.
And this is the first time I've ever seen a big marketing company. Jim Beam is hosting this. He is sponsoring. So now they have a Devil's Cut. Obviously, you need to be 21 and start drinking. And this, at least in the United States. But I actually enjoy the Devil's Cut. Of all the bourbons, I do enjoy that. So, and of course, we're not being sponsored at all. We are not. So, anyway, a couple of guests are James Bobo Fay.
And I've seen this gentleman on one of those, we're going to find a Sam Squanch is my favorite word for it. But, we're going to go find a Bigfoot. James Bobo Fay is on one of those shows. What it is, I can't remember. Maybe you guys can tell me because I'm horrible at that. There's several people that are on those types of shows on here. But there's several gentlemen that are on those types of shows. We're going to go hunt for Bigfoot kind of shows.
They're doing a 4-hour hike, if you're up for that. Hunting for Bigfoot with Charlie Raymond. So, again,
So how much are the tickets? It's from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Now, there's different things going. Oh, the Bigfoot hunt thing is sold out, so don't get your hopes up on that one. That hike is sold out. But there's different workshops in and around the hotel, it looks like. They could go see. So, and let's look at the buy ticket.
They actually have a picture of somebody dressed in a Bigfoot costume holding a bottle of Jim Beam. That is priceless.
Well, general admissions for the weekend are for adults ages 13 plus is $30.
That seems a little steep to me.
Yeah. Unless you're really into cryptoid stuff, then...
General admission for a single day is $15 for adults 13 and older. For children 6 to 12 years of age, they're $5 for a single day.
And for the weekend pass is $10. Here's my thing. I don't think a child is going to actually enjoy this. If
the parent wants to bond with the child and this is something they're really into and they follow the shows that these people are on, then probably so. I mean, this is in Kentucky.
Yeah.
You have to be from the South to understand, the roots of this. And I'm from the South. I personally don't watch these shows, but I have stumbled upon them watching television or whatever, so I have seen them a few times. I'm not an avid watcher of the shows, but I could understand, just like it's a heritage thing in the South and some places in the North to take your children hunting if you go hunting or fishing or whatever.
Well, isn't in Frankfurt, isn't there a Bigfoot museum? I know there's one in Kentucky. I think it's in Frankfurt, though.
It's quite possible that it is there. I'm not 100% sure.
So, I think that entire sort of city and that region especially has
based on the...
it has a the
story of Bigfoot, yeah.
So, if you're into
possible.
Here's my thing. If you're big into Bigfoot, I would go. If you live in that area, I would go.
If we were in that area, we would go just to see what it was about. To see what their what it's all up, about.
Yeah.
Just to check it out.
And you said it's a little steep, but really you got to think for a con though. It's not that bad, really, unless you're, getting a hotel. Anime cons go for far more than this.
Right. Yeah, maybe they'll give you a free shot of Jack while you're there.
So that's
Jim Beam, sorry, not Jack Daniels. Totally different.
But that's really in the end of the cons. Now there's several more coming up next week, and we found all this stuff at findcons.com. Horror. Now this one for me, and I'm going to ruin a little bit for next week, but this one's the one I would go to if I was in.
You just need to shh. You just need to shh.
All right.
We'll tell them next week. You can't tell everybody. If you want to go, you can go to the website and view ahead.
Yes.
You're very welcome to do so. if you want to, preemptively prepare. But it'll be a part of our news because, we want to let people know
what is going on in the horror community. Now, if there's something if you have something that you want to say, if there's something that you have an Etsy store,
or if, you're writing a book, or there's something that you want to promote that's horror related, we would be glad to spread that word. You just let us know.
Yeah. So this is, I think, the end of Terror News for this week. And we'll be back next week. Anything else you want to say?
No, not really.
All right. So you all have a good day, and thanks for listening. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Yep. And we'll scare you later.